Welcome to another edition of BlueSpecs Beer Reviews. I'm going to be doing another revisiting of Budweiser. Now, this is something to look at and something to take into consideration. Budweiser, it was the flagship beer of Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch is out of St. Louis, Missouri, and that they were bought out by InBev, so it's Anheuser-Busch InBev. This beer, Budweiser, was their flagship beer. It was their main beer that when you think about Anheuser-Busch, you think about this. That changed when Bud Light came out, and that is now like the main thing. Now Bud Light is like I think that Bud Light is the highest selling beer ever. I think that there are other light beers that compete with it, but I think Bud Light is the highest selling beer. And this, I don't personally like light beer myself. I like regular lagers like this. I like all beer as long as it has character and has flavor. Oh, by the way, this is Doughball, my cinnamon ball python. I know I haven't done a video with a snake on my neck. I got him on Sunday, so you'll be seeing him from time to time. I'll talk about him a little bit. Talk about his progress and stuff like that, and how he eats and stuff. So this beer gets a 58 on Beer Advocate. That means it's swill. That means that the people of Beer Advocate are saying that Budweiser is just pure fucking shit and swill. That's what they're saying. Not the case. I drink Budweiser on a regular basis. Like I drink when I'm buying just like regular beer and not craft beer, I will buy Miller High Life, Miller Genuine Draft, and Budweiser or Bud Ice too. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the good old Budweiser. It's 5% alcohol by volume, and so Bud Light, Budweiser, and Bud Ice, and I think the Busch products too which are also Anheuser-Busch. They are made with a rice adjunct, while the Miller beers and the Pabst beers are made with some sort of corn adjunct. This one is made with rice. Made with rice adjunct, malts, and yeast and hops, and water, of course. It says, brewed by our original process from the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt. So this is this beer has won many American beer festivals. It's won many beer festivals, so it's good within the style. It's just the people who are beer snobs hate it. So, without further ado, let me stop talking here, and we will give this beer a try. I haven't had this beer in maybe a couple months, so I've been kind of drinking more Miller products. So I got this mug. I should have gotten one of my bigger ones, but. Okay. And now people have told me before that you don't pour beer the way I just did. I should do a video about how you pour beer, and I have done that before, but the way you pour beer is the style and what effect you want. Get into that fucking subject later. So the way I poured it is the way you should pour when it comes to a lager and also many other beers. But you can pour however you want to. Unless you fucking pour it on the floor, there's no wrong way to pour. So we have, after that, a head which is kind of dissipating. We have 3 fingers, a very spongy and very porous head with a lighter golden body, bubbles hugging the outside of the glass, and very clear with a few bubbles going up here and there. So go ahead and give this beer a smell. And I can definitely tell the difference between, like, if somebody blindfolded me and put Miller High Life and Budweiser in front of me, I could tell the difference between them, because I can tell what the corn adjunct smells like and what the rice adjunct smells like. It smells really nice. It has a nice, pleasing thing. So if you like lagers, you will like this. Most people do like this. Alright, so there I did pour wrong a little bit, because a little bit came out and went on the side of the glass. Look at that snake just chilling. I'm sorry, guys. I just love him. So it smells like rice. It smells like a rice adjunct. It smells like barley malts, a little bit of hops, and that water smell. And yes, water in beer does kind of have a smell. And to me, when I smell water, I know what water smells like, and to me, water does have a smell. But to many people, it doesn't. It smells really nice. Let's go ahead and give this beer a try. And it's very cheap, but Budweiser is, of course, it's everywhere. It's pretty cheap. Like, this big can is like $2 or so. You know, 12 packs are like $10, maybe 12. Yeah, just that rice kind of flavor, and it doesn't taste like when you eat rice. It kind of smells like that, but the rice in the beer setting does taste like rice. So you have this very cohesive experience going on, and by that I mean you have just this and by cohesive I mean that everything is together in one experience. You're not experiencing one thing after the other in, you know, moments, but you have this one experience throughout the beer, throughout the sip, throughout the drink, that you're getting everything at once. That's what I mean by cohesive. Like, there's rice, there's barley malts. There's like a slight sweetness there because of that, and there's malts, or there's hops that kind of come in at the end. There's no bitterness to speak of. However, there's just sort of a hop taste at the very end of that, and that's kind of the way a lot of mass-produced lagers are. But it's really, really good. I do like Budweiser. Budweiser does taste good to me. But American lagers are good. They taste good to me, most of them. And that's just kind of the way it is. Like, some beer snobs will hate on individual beers when really what they hate is the entire style. They should just move on and not review those beers because they hate the style. So why are you attacking Budweiser or Miller High Life or MGD when you hate every beer that is in this style? I don't know. Like, a hardcore beer snob is driving me nuts sometimes, because you're attacking a beer when you hate the entire style. You know, and then that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I'm not a huge fan of wheat beers because they can be kind of dull. And that, however, I do like things like Boulevard Wheat, but there are a few wheat beers that most wheat beers I just don't like, and I don't have contempt for them, but I just don't like them because they don't have a whole lot of character. Now, for me to go on a rant on Beer Advocate or Rate Beer or Untapped or on YouTube and say this beer fucking sucks, it's swill, it should be poured down the fucking drain, that is wrong, because the problem is I don't like the style and not just that beer. So, I'm sorry about these last two beer reviews, about me ranting about fucking beer snobs. I've been reading a lot of beer reviews about and watching beer reviews and watching people just fucking bash certain beers because they hate the whole style. But I'm sorry. Budweiser is king of beers. It is one of the kings of beers. Miller High Life is the champagne of beers, so this is definitely one of the kings in the American beer world. To me, it gets an A. For me, the best one is Miller High Life or MGD. They're kind of the same, but those two are just kind of the best. Like this does come in a close second. This beer gets an A. I could argue that it is an A plus because it is just really one of the great ones. So, and there he goes over there. What are you doing, boy? Okay, let me know what you think about Budweiser, and thank you for watching.